Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Jody. Thank you so much for joining us once again for another episode. Today we're going to go for something a little bit different. I've built out an application. It's an expense tracker app. And I'm walking you guys through why I built it, how I built it, what I learned, all of that type of things. So I'm looking forward to it, and thank you again, and let's go. Hey everyone, it's me Jody once again. So I just finished building my expense tracker application, and let me tell you more about it. But it wasn't actually smooth sailing. Today I'll walk you through why I built it, the hiccups I faced, and how it actually works. So let's dive in. Cool. So you're probably wondering why I built the expense tracker. Essentially, I got tired of using um, spreadsheets and stuff like that, and I wanted like a new and improved way to basically keep track of my expenses. And if you also want to keep track of your expenses, you can do the same thing as well. You can also use this app. So yeah, let's go ahead. I wanted to do three or two important things here. I want to be able to add all of my categories or all of my transactions. So store each and every transaction. So here, let me say coffee shop. It's a lot of money. Let's say Uber trip to Joburg. So $400, that's Uber trip to Joburg. And then after I store my transactions, I also wanted to basically categorize it like this. So if I say eat dinner at Italian restaurant, let's spell it. Add this, and you can see it automatically categorizes them. So I wanted to be able to do those two most important things in this video, and then the edit will be able to do that in the next video. And then I also want to look at categorizing and generating like reports. So we can delete this. You can see the price gets updated there. So that's briefly what the app looks like. Cool. So for the architecture, I'm using HONO.js for the backend with Cloudflare workers or Cloudflare. I'm using Vercel and React on the front end. I'm using Postgres database via Neon for my database connections. And for my middleware functions, I'm using stuff like JWTs and cookies and those types of stuff to basically ensure that users can securely sign up and can log in. And here's an overview of my code environment or code architecture for you to have a quick look at. Um, and here's what the JWT looks like for you to be logged in and authenticated. So essentially, you log in, you make a request, you're able to be authenticated, and you have access to your data. So that's how the architecture looks. Cool. So you're probably wondering what were the challenges I faced when I was building the application. So the trickiest part, I think, in the beginning initially was just getting those transactions categorized automatically. So as you see in the app, when you put in like Uber, it gets categorized as transportation. If you put in dinner, it gets categorized as food, stuff like that. So the first like stab was essentially a giant big if statement with like a few conditions. As you can imagine, we need to check conditions for each and every word. Not very nice, it worked, but it wasn't the best. So we settled with just a tagging system. So we have like a sort of like populated list of words, and we say, okay, cool. If you include eats or Uber or transport in your description, we can categorize this. It's not the most efficient, but we settled for that for now. So like an automatic tagging system that just detects like keywords, and this is how it looks now. The next step would probably be doing some machine learning or something else that can kind of train like it to detect better words. But this is what we're going for now. Another challenge we faced was really like deployment. I'm not too experienced with Cloudflare. I'm actually learning Cloudflare. So there were a few sort of issues we had with deploying it. And the main issues were just like my setup wasn't 100% well. So I followed the documentation, and I followed another YouTuber actually. He had like a HONO template, which I followed, and I was able to assist me with hosting my HONO application. So yeah, those are the issues I had, and those are solved. So yeah. Cool. So this is the moment of truth. Let's see the app live in action. So I'm logged in, and I can see my total expenses here. Here's a list of some of the recent expenses. So what I'll do is need to basically put in a number. So it's 400 Rand, and let's maybe say Uber trip. And then we want to see it automatically categorize. So let's do Uber trip. Let's add this. And then that gets added, and then bam, we can see it gets assigned to transportation. So essentially, and we can also remove as well. So this side works. At the moment, we have automatic assigning, and like some cool ideas that we can do as like next steps would be like doing smarter taggings. So improving the way we are tagging and detecting um, categories. So let's say, for example, if you put in coffee, we have miscellaneous items. So if it's not predetermined or pre-selected, we have miscellaneous. So what we could do is we can have like improved or smarter ways to tag, and maybe we can also generate like reports of some sort as well. So those are like next things we could actually do. So yeah, cool. So in closing, um, I would really like to know like if you would actually be interested in using an app like this to track your expenses. Let me know. And maybe which kind of features, what would you like to be able to do in an application like this? Would you want to be able to generate reports? Would you want to be able to filter? Would you want to be able to edit and update? So those are some of the things maybe I'm thinking about as an ideas, but I'd be super keen to find out what you guys have to say. And again, thank you once again for joining me in my learning journey with HONO and Next.js and all of these amazing things. The code base is available on GitHub, so you can access the code, play around with it. But it's also deployed and hosted for you to play around and test it as well. So thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing you guys on the next episode. Cheers.